guys, let's talk.
Hey guys, let's talk.
Let's talk community today, y'all.
All right, let's talk
Come on now.
community.
We got Chief Turner with us today.
Welcome,
from
Chief
the
Turner.
big city of
Thank y'all
Hanahan,
for
South
having me.
Carolina. Come on here. And we want to talk to you today about some of the things in our community today.
And I want to talk to y'all about it too.
Wow.
That's right.
Well, let's
Let's
do
talk
this thing.
about it.
Let's do this thing.
Let's talk
So
about
y'all know with everything that's going on in our world with the police, the relationship between the police department and the community and Corona and all this good stuff. We got a couple of questions we have.
Okay.
Shanice, why don't you ask him yours?
All righty, Mr. Turner. The first thing was, how has COVID changed your daily job duties?
Not too much. Initially, it did. When we, like everybody else, we were trying to learn how to adapt and get used to the new normal. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Right.
Main thing was getting used to wearing the protective equipment, the gloves, the mask, stuff like that. We did kind of scale back how we were doing things. We started taking a lot of calls over the phone, which we're still doing that. We started cutting back, really scaled back on what we would actually physically arrest somebody for and take them to the jail.
Yes.
That was to limit our exposure and also
Those that are already in
to
there.
control the jail so something doesn't get into
there.
it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
We went into a lot of more of like a reactive mode, just kind of watching people's property, the businesses, because so many things were shut down.
Right. Yes.
But other than that, we're pretty much back to normal. We're
That's
normal
good. That's good. That's
operating. We were one of the first in the state to do this. If you call 911 or call for an officer before anybody's going to get dispatched, the dispatcher's going to ask questions. Or have you been coughing? Do you have a fever? Things like that.
That's a good
and
thing.
they'll let us know on police calls and fire calls to know whether we need to do full mask,
prepare.
That's right.
everything.
That's right. What type of precautions y'all need to
Yeah,
take?
but you know, it's like everybody else. We've just been trying to learn and adapt, and we're doing pretty good with it now.
That's
good.
good. That's good.
It's just very frustrating.
My
Yeah.
goodness, I can only imagine with everything that's happening because I'm a people person, and I used to work for the Charleston County Sheriff's Department in the detention part, and then decided I wanted to go on the road, but
So being in the jail, I take it you can hold your own.
I can hold it.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I can do it. Not trying to brag, but I can do a little something.
There you go. We're hiring.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I love interacting.
Right.
So I know that had to have been kind of hard too, not being able to interact with people.
And still it is. And you'll know where I'm coming from, having a prior law enforcement background. These masks,
Yeah.
the masks in
Oh, I
public,
hate these things.
it's against everything that we've been trained and taught.
It's
Wow.
true.
Going like in a gas station, seeing somebody coming in with a mask. And I'm like, I'm a people person. I like to be able to, when I'm speaking to people, look at their face, read their facial expressions, and the mask stop that.
Yes,
And
it does.
that's one of the first things I do when people come in to meet with me, whether it's for a problem or just to talk or an interview for employment. I said, take the mask off, please.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't-
Yes.
Like now we make sure we wash our hands and keep distance and all that, and we're very strict on taking our temperatures every day. Even the day before I came, I took my temperature,
Yes.
and if it would have been high, I would have called and canceled.
Yes.
I don't want
Right.
anybody
Yes.
else
That's
in
right.
Yes.
jeopardy.
That's right.
So that's what we do.
Wow.
Can I ask this question? I know that's not what we are, have to ask, but with you saying that the mask stop you from reading people facial expression, does it put you guys in a place of being more cautious with everybody?
Well, what I meant by the mask, to me, I like being able to see people's faces.
Yes.
It's more
Yes.
personal than having.
That's
right
right.
there.
That's right.
Mhm.
But no, the biggest thing we still do is we encourage them about keeping our distance. We try and stay 6 feet away from people at all times, which
Whoa.
is typically what law enforcement's always been
Yes.
trained to do.
Yes.
Is we keep distance. But it's just keeping the distance. And I'm not a fan personally. I'm not a fan of taking calls over the phone. I like the
Yeah.
officers going out there and actually interacting, but we're having to do it.
Yeah.
But it's going good. It's
That's-
just
that's
we
good.
just
That's
we
good.
just constantly have to adjust. Weekly I go on to South Carolina DHEC's website, the CDC, and I just keep monitoring what's
Good
going
deal.
on,
That's good.
and we're doing the best we can.
That's
Oh,
good.
right
That's
now.
good.
I like this.
That's
I
good.
like
That's
this.
good.
Y'all know I
That's
like
good.
this anyway because he got that uniform on. Y'all know.
This is only the second time in about 6 months I've
That you
worn a
had that on.
uniform.
Oh, my
Usually
goodness.
I wear a shirt and tie.
Wow.
Oh,
You
okay,
go
okay.
for it. Uh-huh. I ain't messing with him today. So what? Y'all making him blush now. I'll get ready to say something in a minute. So what do you have to ask him?
I have to ask, in this, what we're going through right now, where is your stand with Black Lives Matter?
Whoa, I want to talk about it, Chief.
Yeah.
Let's dig in here, cause see, this is a subject that's not getting on my nerves, but at the same getting
Well-
on the nerve.
You know, that's a tough question. And, I figured that one was coming, but it's just tough for it. I have no issue with them, with the movement. The only out of everything that has transpired over the past few months, the biggest issue I have is when an innocent person's property is destroyed, their business is burned,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
somebody unnecessary violence occurs with somebody else.
Mhm.
But I'm
That's
support.
right.
The movement has really brought a lot to our attention, given us a lot to think about.
Mhm.
And it all starts with what we're doing now, conversation. You have to
That's
have
right.
you have
We
to
need to
have
talk.
dialogue.
That's right.
That's right.
You have to have dialogue and talk.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
3:00 in the morning, I pull you over. What's going through your mind?
Um,
I want you to be honest.
be honest,
Mm-hmm.
OMG. A police officer, I'm not going to lie, I would be really afraid.
Why?
Because, number one, I'm a female.
Uh-huh.
At 3:00 in the morning, I shouldn't be out there. No.
Right.
No, 3:00 in the morning, I'm a female,
Mhm.
and this is more likely be a male cop.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what their agenda is.
Right.
Whoa.
Intention.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Well, now I'm going to tell you what's going through my mind
Mhm.
at 3:00 in the morning.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Is this. Okay, we call it the unknown risk car stop.
Okay.
That's probably one of the most dangerous, deadliest things we do.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know what's going to happen when I'm walking up on that car.
Uh-huh.
It could be a situation where it could be completely peaceful. I could be walking up and there could be a gun pointed at me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts right here with what we're doing, the dialogue.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And
Talking. Yep.
and I've thought a lot about this because a lot of the recent events that have happened throughout the country have really bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy I work out with in my gym. He's an attorney, African American.
Mm.
Growing up, he had some not so good dealings with the police.
Mm-hmm.
But we've learned, and what I've kind of realized is this is okay. I was born a white male. I'm going to die a white male.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Real.
Yes,
That's
yes.
real.
I am not. I will never be an African American male.
Come
right.
on now.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, I
That's
never
right.
will.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I will never truly understand where that fear of the police comes from,
Uh-huh.
and
That's real.
I will
Yeah,
I'm
never
so glad
truly
you said that.
understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But by having these conversations, I want to learn
Mm.
to
That's
just
good.
better get. I'll never experience, but y'all may have experienced in your
Yes.
life.
Mhm.
Now I have been pulled over by throughout my life by cops that weren't so good,
Mm-hmm.
and how they talk to me and stuff.
Mhm.
But I will never truly understand that fear. But I want to learn about it.
That's
so
right.
I
That's
can
good.
try and just get a better understanding of where you're coming from
Exactly.
Right.
in your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I go back to it starts here with uncomfortable conversations
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
that
That's it.
we
Yes.
have to have.
Yep.
Flat out, we must have it because we have to learn.
Right.
Because just a lot of what has happened is just senseless.
It
and
really
just
is.
baffles.
So, it
It is
hurts my
senseless.
heart
Yeah.
when a police officer, because it's like I'm on both sides.
Mhm.
Okay, because I have the understanding of law enforcement, and it bothers me when people put all law enforcement in
Correct.
one.
Basket.
I
Right.
just
Yep.
cannot
That's not true.
stand that. Okay,
Yes.
just because this police officer did something unjustly doesn't mean that all
All of
police.
them are gonna
I had
do
somebody
it.
to tell me
That's
all
right.
police officers are crooks.
No.
All of them are this. All of them are that,
No.
and I get real upset about that.
Oh,
one.
Right.
Oh, I do too. I will say 99% of the cops are good, just
Mhm.
like 99% of pastors
Yes.
That's
Sure.
right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
are good.
That's right.
But
Mhm.
unfortunately, what we end up seeing is when something goes wrong in my profession,
Uh-huh.
there's a death.
Mhm.
You see that way too often.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the way it goes to kind of what I think to kind of fix that, yes, it's the conversations we're having, but a lot of it's on me as the chief of police. Like our chiefs association, we had a meeting right after the incident in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
We unanimously condemned it.
Mhm.
And there was actually a press release by the Chiefs Association that put it out condemning it. But we're doing other things, and I think in some aspects, South Carolina is on point with what we're doing.
Mhm.
Like prior working in the jail law enforcement, I don't know if you're aware of this. Like we're governed by the training council.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
made up of Director Keel from the South Carolina Law
Mhm.
Enforcement
Mhm.
Division, our director of the academy, and
Mhm.
a whole bunch of other chiefs and sheriffs that we now the academy mandates psychological testing
Yeah.
on
Wow. Thank you,
all
Jesus.
candidates.
Oh
Wow.
yes.
I go one step. It technically is for those that are uncertified.
Mhm.
I do psychological tests on all my applicants.
That's
Wow.
good.
But
Good deal.
we also, as far as the hiring, we've cut down on our hiring processes. We polygraph people. We have reading, writing, physical agility,
Yes.
very in-depth background, and I can tell you I wash out,
Mhm.
disqualify more than I hire. But one thing our academy's doing is now we're required, if say you make a complaint on one of my officers for
Uh-huh.
use of force and it's substantiated, that means it did happen. We are required to report that to the academy. And if I don't do it, and the academy was to find out, our agency could be sanctioned, i.e., fined, and
Ooh.
I could
Good.
be decertified,
Wow. Wow.
and potentially I could face criminal charges.
Ooh.
So,
That's
but that's
good.
where we owe it to. Every chief in the state agrees. All the sheriffs agree. We've been working hard to clean up our profession. If we
Oh,
have
that's
a bad
beautiful.
apple, they're gone.
Come on.
I make
good.
it clear.
That's
I make
good.
it.
Come on. I agree.
That's good.
1,000%.
I make it
good.
clear to every time when I hire somebody, I will tell you that if I catch you profiling, use of force, you're gone.
Mm.
Flat out.
Wow.
And I owe it to the profession, but most importantly, everyone in this room in my community
Mhm.
to make sure
Mm.
I have an ethical police
Mm.
department and we're
That's
doing
good.
what's right.
That's good.
Lord, I hope this goes to every. I mean,
That's
I want
it.
this to go viral
That's right.
to
Let
every
this go
chief
viral.
in the
Yes.
United States of America.
But I'm not
That's
doing
good.
anything different that others aren't doing. Look at Chief Burgess is doing in North Charleston. He's
Yeah.
doing
Well,
the
yeah,
same
that's our
thing.
boy.
Yeah.
We like him.
And
we like him a lot too.
I look a lot at Reggie, what he does
Yes.
as far as with the community.
Yes.
I looked a lot after the Slager incident, how
Mhm.
North Charleston handled it.
Yes.
How the mayor
Mhm.
and the chief at the time got out in front of it.
Mhm.
And I've actually had conversations with Reggie about it and members of his command staff,
Mhm.
and just to kind of learn that how they deal with it and just watch what other
Because
chiefs are doing.
Reggie was raised in this area, so he really has a great understanding for the community. Also, greater because he was raised here. A
Mhm.
lot of officers weren't raised here. I
Right.
met a lot of officers who came from whole other states and different things that were going on there. Here is totally different. So I believe it comes with that same understanding with us sitting down and talking and communicating about this
Right.
stuff.
We have to talk.
I
That's
never.
good.
I mean, I've had run-in with the law as far as not me per se, because I don't have a arrest record or nothing like that.
Mhm.
But I think when you said about communication
Mhm.
and the police officers talking
Mhm.
to the person and finding out what's going on with
Right.
them, but I also believe that it takes the we as the people to understand your point of view as well, and getting to learn the police officer.
Mhm.
And like you said, not putting all police officers in the same
Yeah,
bag.
because we need to
Right.
stop
It
that.
seems like they
That
all
is our
bad.
biggest thing, because if you have a, say, I've heard bad things about, say, North Charleston Police
Mhm.
Department,
Mhm.
right? I can't judge Hanahan Police
Right.
Department
Based
and say
upon
Based
all
upon
of
that.
the officers
It's
are
simple.
the same
You
way.
and you, everyone in this room's invited. Your viewers, it's simple. You want to learn more? We have a ride along program. Come ride.
Yes, sir. I like
Ride
that.
along.
I would
Ride
love
along.
to do
That
one
ride
of
along
them.
program
Yeah.
is nice.
Ride.
It's really nice.
Ride a shift with one of our cops
Mm-hmm.
and do that. Learn to talk to them.
That's
Wow.
right.
It just comes down to we're all human beings.
Mhm.
Right.
And one thing I was taught years ago by he's now since retired. This right here does not make the cop.
Come.
Mm.
These
Say that
the-
again.
this
Yeah.
right here does not make the cop.
That's right.
All this is a symbol
Symbol.
of who I work for
And who you
and
represent.
that
That's
I
right.
have the authority. What
Mhm.
makes the cop is in here.
That's right.
What's inside?
Come on,
Yes.
somebody.
What's
Nah.
inside?
Lord
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was good right
Yeah.
there.
Man, I throw my shoe off at that one.
It is. It's true. It doesn't. This is if you're hung up. This is what makes me. That's not. This is.
Mhm.
Yeah, you see this. I'm the police. No, that's to respect my authority.
Mhm.
Right here.
That's
We're all
it.
human.
That's
who
right.
I
If you
am.
treat somebody as a human being, even though they may have done wrong.
That's right.
Mhm.
I mean, I've investigated homicides. I put people in jail for murder. I've
Mhm.
put people in jail for sexual assaults, doing stuff to
Mhm.
children.
Mhm.
It's not my. I don't judge them
Mhm.
for who they. I just
That,
You did
that
this,
crime.
I'm
That's
putting
right.
you in.
It's the
That's
crime.
right.
That's right. That's right.
The crime.
I also think that we as a community, we really need to stop looking at everything as a black white issue. Also,
Mhm.
I
Yes.
really believe. I do know that as an African American, I have experienced things even on the job. I mean, but the thing about it is that we have to take people as who they are,
Right.
It's-
yeah.
who we're dealing with personally.
it's a people problem.
That's it.
Yeah.
It is.
It
It's
is
a
a
it's a
peaceful
people problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. But we
Mhm.
have to work together to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
and
work
not
together.
and not so much yes for the nail, but I have a 15-year-old son. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I want to make it better for them.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
they may experience the same thing,
Right.
and because you know what I noticed, people like cops,
Mhm.
parents who are cops,
Mhm.
their kids get bullied
Yeah.
a lot. My aunt is a
Mhm.
police officer in Manning, South Carolina, and her children got bullied a lot because
Wow.
she was a police officer.
Mhm. I know
Terrible.
that's true.
And and that's not right because
No, it's
of
not.
what my parents do, that I get bullied, because of that. So you have to make it better for your kids as
Right.
well.
Now I think people are using this whole thing with the whole thing about the cops who do things against other people
Mhm.
as ways to commit crimes
Yes.
or to
Right.
keep doing what you want to do. This is not an excuse to not follow the law. So
That's
let's
it.
be real
That's
about
it.
that.
You gotta.
You
follow
have
the
to
law.
follow the law. No, it's not an excuse for us to harm police officers because they're
Right.
human beings. They have
Just as well.
families just like you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really believe the respect and the honor needs to be on both ends. And we
That's
all need to
it.
come together and talk about the respect and the honor that's due every human being.
But
Yeah.
also, it's an like what you said is 100% correct. But it's also an obligation, like on me as being a chief of police,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure. Obviously, it starts with the hiring,
Mm-hmm.
but make sure I give my officers the tools. Like I had
Yes,
a group
sir.
going through the
Yes.
de-escalation training this past
Ooh.
week.
Mm.
I want to send every cop through it, but
Mm.
teach them how to talk to people,
Mm.
how to
Uh-huh.
understand, drilling in use of force training, which we do
Mm. Now
annually.
that is important.
The
Yes.
Mhm.
that you have to go. I mean, the consequences of excessive force, and it has to basically follow do your training, follow the
Mhm.
continuum how
Mhm.
we're trained.
That's right.
And I stressed to all my officers. I said, I know Scarlett Wilson well.
Oh yes, you
And
bad.
I know her stance on officer misconduct,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it goes to egregious use of forces. I know what she's going to do, and I stress
Yes,
that
sir.
to our officers.
She stands, boy. That
Hard.
girl bad now.
Hard.
And you know what else? You said something. You said about people in the community and just people in general wanting to blame the police officers when, like you said, we as a people have to make sure that we're taking the right stance and we're doing what we need to do. Because a lot of times we want to say, well, oh, the officer did, but what were you doing?
Exactly.
What did you do? A lot of us don't want to take ownership for what we
Exactly
do, and we just want to blame the officers, and that's not right as
That's
well.
But
not
at the
right.
same note, in that situation,
Mm-hmm.
the officer has to treat that individual professional
That's right.
and
Use
with,
them IPC skills on.
with dignity.
That's
That's
exactly right. We
That's
have to do that on both ends, guys. Man, I tell you, I just got one more question. What about this thing about defunding the police? Because that bothers me. Because if you defund the police, then that means if say somebody breaks in my house, I won't be able to call 911 and expect the police officer to come out there with her.
I give you my cell phone. You can call me at home.
All right. Your wife ain't gonna get mad at it.
No, but that is. I think some of that is bad. That we're going to take money from the cops. I think from the police departments. In other words, I think we need more funding.
Yes, you do.
Give us the money for the training,
That's
for
right.
to provide the de-escalation training, the critical incident training, sending them to the crisis negotiation classes. Give us the money for that.
Yes.
More importantly, and I was hoping you were going to bring that up. Our academy does not have a set budget. They still get a lot of money from ticket revenue. So their budget fluctuates. All our training starts right there on Broad River Road.
Wow.
That's where it all starts.
Yes, it does.
Let's fund the academy. Let's give them the money to do the more in-depth training. I would love our academy now is 12 weeks. It's still one of the shortest ones in the country. I think it needs to be longer, where we teach them the interpersonal communication skills,
That
de-escalation.
IPC is awesome.
Let's take the money and focus on the training. Now, I do agree these bigger departments. If you want to take some of the money like from the tactical teams, okay, but give it to the training. Give it to the recruiting so we can get the better applicants.
That's right.
We can do the more in-depth
Train them
testing
better.
and train them better.
That's right. I like that,
That's
man.
right.
Come on, y'all. Let's give them the money. Let's
Give 'em
stop,
the
stop
money.
talking all this stuff about defunding.
I know, right?
Let's cut it out, because the police academy is a wonderful academy. I got to be real about it. They train very well, and I love what they do to allow us to come out of there knowing that we really and truly have a purpose to serve, be servants
That's right.
of the community.
It's a calling.
It's a
What
calling
y'all are
for
doing
real.
here and what I do, it's a calling. Not everybody can do it.
Not everybody
Yep.
can do it.
Nope.
But
Right.
those that want to do it, let's have the funding so we can give them all the tools in the tool belt to be successful. Because it's more to being an officer than having the
That
belt
gun.
on with that gun and that baton and that pepper spray and
Mm-hmm.
that taser. It starts up here, teaching them up
Mm-hmm.
here,
That's right.
giving them the intelligence to do it, the communication to do it. And that's what's important. Give us the money take the money for these community programs.
Yes.
That's right.
Things like that.
Yes, I love it.
And not only
I
that,
love
if you
it.
defund the police officers, they already have enough stress on them going out
Right.
in the streets. Now they got to worry about this, that, and the other two with their jobs. That's only going to put more stress on them.
More stress.
You
more
know
strain.
what? If we all could just come together
Come together.
and do just what we're
Exactly.
doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
and sit down and ask the questions to law enforcement, guarantee we're going to get the answers we need.
That's
Yep.
right.
Now, let's talk about.
Let me throw one more thing out there real quick. I'll be quick.
See the team getting
I'll
on
be
me.
quick. I have an open door. Anybody can come talk to me anytime. On my business card is my cell phone number. 843-297-1516 is my
Oh,
That's
number.
right. Did y'all get
They can
that?
call me and talk to me. I don't want to hear what's going right. I want to hear what's
Going wrong.
Your
That's
concerns.
That's right. That's right.
That's
I
good.
love
And
it.
I would
good.
love to do this again. I would love to meet with your congregation and we need to have conversation.
Well,
That's
we
good.
love the Hanahan Police Department.
That's right.
And we thank God for them. We pray for the Hanahan
Great
Police Department all the
officers.
time.
That's right.
And we just appreciate what they do even for our ministry
They
and for
do.
the community.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So we're thankful to God for them. And so therefore, because of that, you can come back anytime you want to,
I
Chief.
appreciate
That's
that.
right.
And I have you right here so we can really do this again.
Definitely, let's do it.
So guess what, y'all? We're going to talk about Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. What goes on, girls, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays?
Well, on Mondays, we have our Mystery Mondays.
Yes.
So you gotta
Yes,
tune
Mystery
in 'cause
Monday.
You never know what we're going to give out.
You don't
It
know.
could be a hat, could be a purse, could be some perfume, could be money.
Yes, could be a bow
gift
tie.
cards, could be a bow tie wallet. You never know.
Never know what
And
you're gonna
on
get.
Fridays is our Trivia Friday.
Trivia
We're gonna ask
Friday.
some
So
questions.
don't cheat. You got to look at
Gotta watch
Monday,
it all week.
Wednesday,
Gotta watch
and
it all week.
Friday to get the trivia question right.
That's
And we're
right.
giving out a prize then, too. Also, you can find us on YouTube. and
Yes.
Like and
Facebook.
subscribe.
Don't forget to like and
Like and
subscribe.
Like and
Let's
subscribe.
get them numbers up, guys.
That's
Yes.
right. Let's get them up.
Yes. So guess what, y'all? We talking today.
We talking tomorrow.
We're gonna
Talk it out.
Ah!